Well, 8 films are nominated for Best Picture at this year's Academy Awards, and you may not have been able to see them all.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to cram them all in, but thankfully, we have movie critic and host of Arise Onscreen, which airs on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. with us, Mike Sargent. He's here to help us make a little sense of everything. Welcome, Mike.
How are you both?
Good to see
we're
you.
doing great, and I'm excited because there are so many great movies nominated this year for Best Picture. But are there any clear front-runners?
I think the clear front runners are Boyhood.
Oh, come on,
Birdman.
Mike.
Those are the front runners.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, those are the ones who I think are most likely to win.
Okay, but just because I've got to disagree with you on Boyhood because I thought it was a horrible movie. But is it all about the 12 years? Is that the only reason they're winning because it took 12 years to make it?
Well, you know, you got to remember something. It's not because it took 12 years. You know, film has only been around 100 years, but that's 100 years. And for somebody to still do something that no one else has done, that's pretty significant. And I think that Hollywood, of course, likes to congratulate itself, but you have to award a director or a filmmaker who can do something new in a medium where everything's been done and they're remaking everything that's already been done.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, we also know that the Grand Budapest Hotel and Birdman, they're actually leading the pack in terms of nominations for the Oscars. They each got 9 nominations each. What makes those movies so special?
What makes those two movies special is the way they were done. Okay, Grand Budapest Hotel is it's a beautiful film. It got nominated in a lot of technical categories because of the way it is. Every frame looks like it's an illustration. It looks like a picture, like you're almost like you're watching a play. It's got a very distinctive style. It's very confident, and to me, it's probably the best thing he's done because I'm not
Wes Anderson.
I'm not a huge Wes Anderson fan, but I think it's the best thing he's done, and it's a fun film.
Yeah.
Okay.
F. Murray Abraham too.
Right.
Now, Birdman also Alejandro Inarritu is a he's a tour de force type of director. He's a force of nature. He's done something also. The whole film seems as if it was all done in one take, and that's pretty unique. And we go from scene to scene, character to character, and it's seamless. And that experience changes how you view the film.
How you see it.
And there's a film similar came out recently with Al Pacino, similar topic, but not half as good because it was so almost pedestrian in the way the story was told. So that's why I think this film, besides the fact that it's got great performances and they all seem like they're happening, like you're there. You just happen to be watching while it happens, and that's a different experience.
You're getting engrossed more into it by doing it that way.
I think so many people have done their best work that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ed Norton, Emma Stone. They do
Love
great
Ed
work.
Norton in that.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, both definitely respectable movies, but nothing took the box office like American Sniper. I mean, it made $90 million in its first weekend.
Hit it out of the park.
It's huge. But do you think a lot of the voting members of the Academy got caught up in that hype and the buzz, like, oh, it did so well?
I think it's a combination. I think, first of all, I do think I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan, and I think it's great that you could be in your 80s and have your biggest hit as a director. I think that's pretty amazing. That's like the American dream. 2, you have to look at what the Academy is made up of. 70% white males over 60. So they love Clint too, okay? And let's face it, you know, this is also a film that helps us justify some of the most horrible things that we've had to do as human beings against other human beings. And so to glorify this character in many ways, we kind of feel better about what we're doing. And I say we, meaning America.
Well, we know that Whiplash was a movie that was very unlike American Sniper,
favorite.
kind of a sleeper hit in some respects. I know Shannon loved the movie, and
my favorite.
And you know, he's so nasty. This instructor, this music instructor, this drumming instructor. But why are people gravitating this movie toward this movie?
You know, there are a number of things. It's a great film, okay, and it's a film that I actually saw at Cannes with this man here, with Shannon. And I went into it with no expectations. I had no idea what it was about. And this is one of those movies that literally word of mouth has carried the film. It's one of those films you go in not knowing what to expect. Even if I told you the story, that it's about a kid who's going to try and get into this prestigious school for drumming in this band, and he has a really tough teacher. That doesn't sound like much. But J.K. Simmons tears it up. Miles Teller, terrific. Damien Chazelle, who's a newcomer, and this is based on a short film he did, and similar, it's like almost all the top 8 categories that have been nominated. It's semi-true story.
Yeah, and he did all his own drumming, right?
Yes, he did.
And did not know how to drum before doing this
he did
movie.
not.
He
No, he
practiced
did
for 3 weeks and then just went into it. And the thing that I liked about it is that it's been a long time since I got so emotionally involved. And I was like, oh, what's going to happen? I was stuck on this movie till the last beat of the
Yep.
drum. I was
and
like,
that last beat, that twist really got you.
Yes.
With that little, I don't
Don't
want to give it away.
spoil it for everybody
I won't.
else.
It's
You
great.
know, there are a
It's
few
great.
people that still have yet to see it.
That's
Yes.
definitely my favorite.
my choice for the Best Picture.
Well, we also know there was a bit of a what we would call a British invasion at the Oscars in the box office. We know that The Imitation Game and The Theory of Everything with Eddie Redmayne really hit the top of the charts. Talk to me about why those movies were popular this
Well,
year.
I think those movies, and you have to look at also 5 of the top films that have been nominated are all based on true stories.
Like Theory of Everything. Let's talk about that one.
Well, I'll tell you, Theory of Everything, what's great about it is that, besides Eddie Redmayne's performance, is it's a story that you know, it makes you not only understand, but, you know, this is the same year that the ALS challenge came out. So I think that helped as well. People really don't understand this disease, but then when you see this man and what he went through, and literally Eddie Redmayne's performance is so amazing, you feel like you're watching the person
Really
he's
is.
playing.
This neuromuscular disorder.
And I think that's part of it. I think it's just so well done.
Okay, so what about The Imitation Game?
Imitation Game, I think, is also a story that most people never heard of. You never heard of this person. And then when you find out what actually happened to him, it's shocking to know that a man who saved literally millions of lives was punished and ultimately killed for a lifestyle choice.
Those are both biopics, but there's another one that is not exactly a biopic, but kind of like a biopic, right?
Very true. Selma. I mean, everyone's
Selma
talking
is
about this. There's been this big
Another based
controversy.
on another true story.
Exactly, but there's been a lot of people saying that it's only getting all of this acclaim because it's directed by a black woman. Now, I thought it was just amazingly done, but regardless of who was behind
it. That's ludicrous. I don't know
yeah.
who says that.
A lot of people say that there was a lot of shutout in terms of race, and you know, that we needed to have the lead character, David Oyelowo.
Yellow. Yeah, so Yellow.
I will get it right someday.
okay.
That he should have been nominated for Best
Well,
Actor.
first of all, I think in terms of, I'm glad it got nominated for Best Picture. I do agree. I think David Oyelowo gave a fantastic performance. And while we're talking about it, as much as I like Bradley Cooper, there's nothing Oscar-worthy about his performance in that movie. Now, I also feel, we're talking about snubs, I think that Chadwick Boseman really got forgotten as James Brown.
Definitely.
Because in my opinion, that performance far outweighs. The only person in the Best Actor category who I wouldn't be upset if they won, even if he was against David
Wait, you
Oyelowo.
got to save that though.
No,
You can't tell
wait.
us now because we're going to take a break
Okay.
and come back to talk
No
about
problem.
the Best
No problem.
Actor, actresses, and all that stuff. So we
All
don't want
right.
you to give it away, but if you had to pick one, is it Whiplash for Best Picture?
For me?
Yes, for you.
Whiplash.
Okay, for the Academy then.
For the Academy, I think they're going to give it, if they don't give him Best Director, they're going to give Best Picture to Boyhood.
All right, there you heard it from Mike Sargent first, and we'll be back with you, so don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere either. We'll be right back with more predictions.
All right, you're watching Arise Entertainment 360.